Race 2, number 9 at Caulfield is my best of the day at Caulfield.
Prancing Spirit out of the pack is flying and hard and fast with the favourite Just One.
And I'm hoping Hughes can take out the 4th on the card.
Hughes moves up on the outside, takes the lead under Hands and Heels, guided to the line and won again. Hughes from Pariah Pearl.
Hoping it can take out the Galilee Series final.
Has stormed away about 3 lengths in front of Politely Done and Let's Deal and Statuario. Too good.
Hopefully should go straight to the front and not be caught.
Doomben will run second. Allow Cancer, big winner. 3 out of 3 this preparation.
Whereas Evaporate from gate 4 will be right on speed. Blake Shin takes the ride, and at its best, I reckon it's a really good horse.
It's Evaporate well clear, and Blake Shin had in close, and Evaporate wins the Carbine Club, beating Swift Falcon.
I'm happy to be with Sir Now on Saturday.
So now's picking up Being Our Angel, DeLuca into third, and so now Word's down Being Our Angel, much to the delight of favourite backers.
This is my best bet anywhere on Saturday. It is Morphettville, race 9, number 2, Riche d'Amour, 4 units to win on at $3.10.
Riche d'Amour's going after Free Beer, striking the lead at the right time, and today's the day again for Riche d'Amour.
Hello everyone, welcome to this week's preview. It's day 2 of the championships in Sydney. Big racing from Bendigo on Saturday, as well as Morphettville and Doomben in their respective states. I want to look at 2 things before we get on to the Fan Cup. Make sure you're following my new Insta. Link is in the description at the Salmonator Horse Racing, all in one word, for my new Insta. The content is working very well on there, at least for the first week, so get on there and support it if you can. I also wanted to make a mention of the Balnarring races. It's the last meeting for Balnarring for the season this Saturday, the 12th of April. I'm running the Punters Club. We'd love it as a collective club full of volunteers. If you could get down there and show your support for picnic racing, it's going to be a brilliant day on Saturday weather-wise. So if you can get down to Balnarring, why not? Now the Fan Cup after 2 weeks. The blind, I can only assume that stands for goalkeeper, but you're going to have to clarify that, mate, in the comments section. He's the only one to have won 2 bets from 2 weeks, so he's going very well. Jay off, I think it was Aliana, straight into second. Daniel Robinson's in third, Razzle Dazzle 4th, and Ty is in 5th. So these are the rules for the Fan Cup. If you've forgotten, please make sure you comment your best bet down below. It's totally free to enter in the Fan Cup, and we'll see which one of my fans comes out on top. We kick off in the first at Bendigo, and I've got 1.5 units to win on Steel Run. This was his last, run 2 starts ago, where he was first up at Flemington behind Revelare, was way too far off them to be a winning chance and only finished 3 lengths off of fit and firing Revelare. Has since gone to the Valley, drew gate 11 of 11 on a day where he needed to be close to the fence and to the lead. Steel Run was the complete opposite of that. Complete Forgive Run, third up. Big track, little drop in weight, perfect run from gate 1, maps absolutely ideally. As a progressive young horse, only had the 6 starts. I reckon Steel Run can put his best foot forward on Saturday. The Vobis Gold Rush is race number 2, and I've got 2 units to win on Eternal Darkness at $4.40. This was his last start win at the Valley. This was about a month and a half ago at Moonee Valley. Got well backed on this night, went straight to the lead for Logan Bates and did the rest. Although this is probably where you want to be at the Valley, especially for the short course, I like the way that it kicked away from Facilitate, who has tested itself in some better company than this. Eternal Darkness has had a jump out in between runs at Wangaratta, which was nice. Gate 1 can burrow up and either lead or settle leaders back. Logan Bates rides again. I think Kiliana, I was expecting a little bit more from Kiliana in the showdown and draws out a bit wide. I like Eternal Darkness in the Vobis Gold Rush. The very next race, race 3, I like horse number 18. Persian Spirit, 1.5 units to win on at $5.50. This was his first up run at Warrnambool in a benchmark 64 behind Mr. Hansel with the 61.5 kilos. It was pretty close to Mr. Hansel on this occasion. I've got a pretty good opinion of the winner of this race as well, which was Mr. Hansel. Persian Spirit never missed the top 3 in his career from 9 starts. Gate 20 might be a bit sticky, but I didn't mind Hughes last week. It drew gate 18. and 1, gate 14 after scratchings. Persian Spirit should come in at least 5 barriers, I'd say, from scratchings. And I think this horse is young and progressive, and I think it can put its best foot forward on Saturday. In race 5, a 3-year-old handicap 1100 race, I'm with Manolo Bling. This was her last start, Cranbourne jump out win. Very impressive work. Pretty much untouched to the line, beating horses like Exuberance and Scorched Lane, who have showed some potential. This is a real speedster. From gate 8, Tommy Prebelon should fly across either, I'm hoping, lead or settle outside the leader. Has got good form going back to last preparation. Started favourite against a main rival in this race called Sweethearted. Got beaten by that horse on that day, but with their respective SPs. I think Manolo Bling's treated a little bit unfairly here in terms of the odds at Bendigo, so I'm having 1 unit the win on Manolo Bling. Finishing off Bendigo in the Golden Mile, where I'm with a horse that's trying to make it 5 in a row. It's in Zuto. This was his last start win at Flemington, beating some key rivals in an open handicap over 1600 metres. Now, Windstorm probably should have won this race. Gets a kilo and a half off Nzuto into this run, and probably maps a little better than Nzuto. But I just think Nzuto can keep progressing. Obviously, he's won 4 in a row. He just keeps performing, even when I haven't expected him to. So I think he can progress again and, even run a higher rating. Gate 16 can settle 3 wide with cover. Maybe by this stage of the day, you want to be out in that position. And I think in Zuto, he just keeps winning and can make it 5 in a row. Race 4, the Percy Sykes at Randwick. I'm with Within the Law. 1.5 units to win on at $5. 2 starts ago, Within the Law wins the Sweet Embrace very well. 3 wide, no cover at the back, hard ridden, and just kept on clawing away. Obviously, complete forget run in the Golden Slipper because it failed to finish. It lost the rider. Has since been back to the trials and ran a nice second. Maps well from gate number 4. Jason Collett has a very good record on this horse. He has had 4 starts for 2 wins, a second, and he fell off the other time. Gate 4 settles, I'm hoping midfield. Tempted, the favourite's drawn a bit wide, so I'm hoping Within the Law can be more forward than Tempted in the run and take out the Percy Sykes. Don't get me wrong, I think Autumn Glow is a major chance, but I think the market's treated Big Swinger unfairly. This was Big Swinger's win in a benchmark 64 at Pakenham, won by 3 lengths. Okay, a benchmark 64 at Pakenham, we know this is a massive rise in class, but Russian Camelot won a benchmark 64 at Pakenham by 6 lengths before he went on to become a superstar. This was a good win on resumption from Big Swinger. Clearly was better than this slot, carried the 61.5 kilos in doing so, now drops down to the 56.5 kilos. Maps well from gate number 3. Obviously Autumn Glow's the one to beat, and I'd probably have Autumn Glow on top. But when I saw on Tuesday, or whenever the all-in markets went up and Big Swinger was $34, I thought that's way over the odds. And even at $12, I'm happy to have 0.5 units to win on Big Swinger. Now it's time to give my tips for the Group 1s up in Sydney. The first one is the Australian Oaks, and I'd have to be with Treasure the Moment. This horse was a dominant last start winner in the Vinery Stud Stakes. Has won a VRC Oaks at 2,500 metres before. The step up in class the step up in distance shouldn't do any harm. Gate 2, perfect run for Damien Lane, who knows the horse absolutely perfectly, and it should just keep on winning, shouldn't it? Sydney Cup, Alal Kant is the favourite, but I actually think, even though she won for me last week, Alal Kant, Birdman 5th up, was going well through the line last week, I should say, behind Alal Kant. Alal Kant did some early work and ran them along a merry dance, but jumps up 600 metres in distance. I just think Birdman will get a nice smothered run, and it's got the 50 kilos on its back. I think it represents more value. Race 8, the Queen Elizabeth Stakes, another case of value. I think Dubai Honour, just in Australia, it's 3 from 3. It smashed Animo the second last time it was in Australia. Gate 13 isn't great for Dubai Honour, but if he can get in 3 wide with cover around midfield, Via Sistina's drawn gate 1. She's going to need a bit of luck, and other riders will be aware that Via Sistina's drawn the inside. I think Dubai Honour is heaps better value at $6 compared to Via $1.80 if you ask me. And finally, the Queen of the Turf Stakes. I'd actually be with Steffi Magnetica. I think Fangirl's a better horse, and from gate 6 we'll get every chance. But Steffi Magnetica, it's off the week back up off a Doncaster win. Gate 4 maps for a perfect run. I think, just like the last two races. I think there's more value around a Steffi Magnetica than Fangirl. She'd be my on-top selection, Steffi Magnetica. It's that time of the week. It's last man standing. I don't think any one of us won anything last week. We all lost 100. I think Sharon lost 97, so she did the best out of all of us. Let's see what we're doing this week. Scott High Horse Racing's going for a win all up. Autumn Glow, Treasure the Moment, Alal Kant, Via Sistina, and Fangirl. Vinny's going for 30 the win on Pivot City, 25 the win Alal Kant's, 25 the win Holy Man's, and 20 the win on No Strings Attached. Sharon's going 30 the win Autumn Glow, as well as 20 the win on Treasure the Moment, 20 the win on Alal Kant's, 20 the win on Via Sistina, and 10 the place on Magnetia. I'm going for 50 the win on both Spirit of Camelot and Thank You Henry. And then Nikki's going for a $100 win all up. Autumn Glow, Treasure the Moment, Via Sistina, and Fangirl and Commemorative. That's what we're doing for Last Man Standing this week. In the first at Morphettville, I am in the corner of Girls. 1.25 units to win on at $4. This was her last start run at Warrnambool. Benchmark 58, 2,000 metres. She carried the 60 kilos. She hit the front and then was just left a little vulnerable late. She was only second up on this occasion, so I think this run would have done her the world of good. Third up to the 2,500 metres. One of South Australia's best jockeys, Todd Pennell, takes the ride. This horse has definitely got the class. It was only 3 starts ago that Girls finished a length and a half second off Golden State Warrior, and that horse is a handy little horse for the Mar stable. I'm extremely confident on Girls if the favourite Amazetta comes out, but I'm happy to be with her regardless. Race 4 at Morphettville, I'm with horse number 10, Spirit of Camelot. I reckon she's ready to win on Saturday. This was her last start running a benchmark 68 at Morphettville, where she was a dominant favourite, $1.85. She SP'd and ran second. She gets the bubble cheek run for the first time, which I'm hoping will gain her at least a length. Gate 4 maps for the most perfect run in the race. She's third up now, ready to peak. Up to the 1,600 metres suits. I just think Spirit of Camelot's just going to win. On a tough day all around the country, Spirit of Camelot would probably have to be my best, but I'm reluctant to say that because I'm not too confident on Saturday, I have to say, but I think Spirit of Camelot's a good chance. In the first at Doomben, I like Geets, 1 unit to win on at $7. This was her last start run on a bog track at Toowoomba. It was a $125,000 race. Decent SP, $5.50, and I just don't think she handled the conditions. Now, it's supposed to be, I think, wet again at Doomben on Saturday, but I don't think it's supposed to be as wet as this, so I'm looking forward to seeing her back on top of the ground. On debut at Doomben, she opened $1.80, so she's clearly got ability. Gate 3 settles on speed. The favourite's going to be hard to beat. Get ready last, but I thought if there's anything wrong with the favourite, I think Gates is being overlooked in the market, and she could produce her best on Saturday. Well, let's hope so at least. Race 5 at Doomben, I like Demon Darb, 4 units to win on at $2.20. This was his last start win a week and a half ago at Doomben in a benchmark 70 over 1,600 metres. Did this oh so impressively. Faces a class 6 on Saturday. Bailey Wheeler retains the ride, drops down 4.5 kilos. I was on him, I think, 2 starts ago in one of the previews. Had units on him 2 starts ago at the Gold Coast. Finished 8th, beaten 5 lengths, and then comes out and does this. This is what I was hoping he would do, and this is what I think he can do. I think he can replicate this from gate 9, gets a perfect run midfield off the inside, and I think can be winning again. And in race number 8, I'm with Thank You Henry, 3.75 units, so went on at $2.60. This was Thank You Henry's last start run in a no metro wins race over 1,200 metres. Found one better than him on this day, which was John Rambo, but this horse has only missed the top 2 once out of 9 starts in Thank You Henry's career. Gate 3 settles right there on speed. Emily Lang goes on, claims 1.5 kilos, bring it down to 55 kilos. Good weight, good map, consistent horse, finishing in the top 2 most of its starts in its career. I think Thank You Henry can take out the no metro wins on Saturday. Let It Ride time now, and this is how he went last week. Reached a more, ended up placing, so we're back on the rise to where we were before I stuffed it up with Sunset Dreaming instead of Treasure the Moment. So this week, this is a complete contradiction, but I'm going to throw it all on the place on Autumn Glow. I just think it's the safest horse for a place this week. Gate 5 is 1-4 from 4. J-Mac on, settles on speed. I thought Via Sustina drawn Gate 1 was a bit of an issue, and then I could have gone Treasure of the Moment, I guess, but ended up going with Autumn Glow, currently $1.05, just trying to get through this week. There's not too many, well, there wasn't one standout that I could find, like a Riche de Moore this week. Thanks everyone for watching this preview. It's going to be, I think, a 24.5 unit spend currently. Hopefully, on a tough day, we can make a profit just like last week. If it's anything like last week, I'll be happy. Thanks everyone again for watching. Enjoy your Saturday. Head out to the Ballinarring races, and until next week's preview, bye for now.